Mr. Ehrhart, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Scott. And this is a proud day here. This is the seventh oldest bowl game in America, with the principles of freedom and liberty and patriotism in today's day and age. We're very proud of that. And so for our 65th edition, we're very proud to be able to announce that we would like to officially invite the University of Memphis to participate and play in the 65th edition on December 29th, 2:30 kickoff on ESPN. So Laird and Ryan, this is the official invitation to participate in the 65th edition of the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. Laird?
Well, thank you, Steve. But we're certainly very excited about the opportunity. You know, it's not very often that you have a chance to partner with friends in your own backyard for an experience like this. And certainly appreciate you, Steve, and Harold, and everybody involved with the Liberty Bowl. Had a lot of experiences together in the last handful of years we've been together, but very much looking forward to this one above all others. So, you know, obviously it's a special opportunity for our fans to be able to participate and be here to support our Tigers in front of a Big 12 opponent, and know that we're going to be doing everything we can to make it a great experience for them, and of course our team and everybody involved. So appreciate you all, and really looking forward to competing with you and being with you here at the end of the month.
Great. And Ryan, I just wanted, before I turn it over to Ryan, we just finished the conference with Coach Matt Campbell and Jamie Pollard, and Matt was talking about the 6 years ago in 2017, the great atmosphere, 57,600 and a 21-20 ball game. And Ryan, I think you were there on the sidelines for that game. And so he was reminiscing about that a lot, and said the great atmosphere, and he was looking forward to competing against you, Ryan. So again, we're proud to invite you and your team of Tigers.
Absolutely. Obviously, it's an honor and a privilege for us, and our football program and our university are so appreciative of the invite, and to be able to play in our home stadium. It's an honor. And I literally just came off the football field, called an emergency team meeting back after we broke the meeting to tell the boys, and they were so excited. It's an honor and a privilege for us. We're excited about the matchup. Obviously, we know what Iowa State brings to the table, a Big 12 team that's won a lot of football games. Their quarterback was Big 12 Freshman of the Year. They've got one of the top defenses in the country. Obviously, I was there in 2017 in that matchup, and what a tremendous atmosphere. Obviously, so much respect for Iowa State and what they do. We know how important this bowl game is and the excitement that it brings. This will actually be my third Liberty Bowl coaching in, and couldn't be more honored and excited to bring our team there and be hosting this wonderful city. Excited to get all the Iowa State fans here as well, and I know ours will show up and be loud and proud. But again, it's an honor and a privilege. We're so excited about this matchup and can't wait to get ready for preparations.
All right, we'll open up to questions. Again, please use the raise your hand feature in the chat, or let me know in the chat if you have a question. We'll start off with Frank Bonner.
Ryan, the success of the team inside that stadium is obviously well documented. So just what does that do for you guys, knowing that you're comfortable in that stadium heading into a bowl game?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, we'll go into the true intricacies of where it'll be like playing, what sideline we're on, all those other details. But our guys have great comfort there. Obviously, be able to prepare here and understand the environment. We know which way the blades of turf go and the direction of everything. So we're excited. And more than anything, it's an opportunity for so many of our fans that may not be able to go travel for an away bowl game to be able to stay here. And it's just an opportunity. So our guys are excited. We love that stadium. We truly believe it's the best in college football, Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. And more than anything, the opportunity for our fans to be there and show up. I know they're going to do a wonderful job. And for our guys, I think that's the excitement, just be able to play in front of our guys in a big time bowl game and represent the university and our city in the correct manner.
Wes Pruitt.
Coach, when you look at this bowl game, obviously it's a sense of redemption for Memphis to get a win in the Liberty Bowl. What does Memphis have to do to make sure they are in the right position to get this win?
Yeah, I haven't even had a chance to jump into the film. Obviously, went straight from the team meeting to practice, but we know that Iowa State is a tremendous opponent. Like we said, I was here in the 2017 matchup when it was 20-21. We had 10 wins in that year, and we were a top 20 team in the country. And they came, and it was a heck of a battle on a cold day here in Memphis. But look, we're going to have to go out there and prepare the right way. I just got done talking to her about our guys. Every decision we make leading up to that bowl game is going to have a direct effect on the 29th, and our guys will be excited and fired up. And we got to prepare, stay healthy, and find ways. We'll start game planning as we get close to the bowl game. And we're going to have to roll it all out there. Like I said, they're a very talented team. I know their quarterback was, again, all conference, freshman all conference, first team all conference. They've got a tremendous defense. I've got so much respect for Coach Campbell and Coach Haycock and what they do as a program and as a university. So we're gonna have to pull out all stops. I haven't even started practice planning yet, but when I'm on the road recruiting this week, I'm sure we'll try to figure out the best plan of action to move forward to find a way to get our 10th win here.
One addendum to what Coach Silverfield said, it will be a warm day on December 29th here in Memphis.
It'll be exactly as today, right? It'll be a 67-degree day and sunny. It'll be perfect.
Randy Peterson.
Just to piggyback off of what you said, Steve, Harold Grader's been texting me for 2 days saying it's going to be 80 and sunny. So, so I'm going by what he said, not what you said. This is for Laird. Laird, what do you remember about your days at Iowa State? What, a year, 2 years, whatever it was? What do you recall?
It was quite a while back. So that would have been 2002, 3. So many years ago, but we had a really good experience there with great people. Brandon and I often talk about some of the best neighbors we've had and really enjoyed the people there. But it was a brief stint. So certainly enjoyed that piece of it. But other than that, it was kind of a blur and many years ago.
All right, cool. Thanks, Laird. See you sometime, a couple of weeks.
Jonah Dillon.
Hey, Ryan. Obviously this season we've talked about watching film, chasing ghosts, looking at film from games that happened 20 years ago. I'm wondering, you talked about that 2017 game. Is there anything to take from that?
Absolutely. So like I've told you guys, the book on me is right going on year 9 here. And so there is a lot of merit going back and watching that film. They've got the same defensive coordinator, same head coach. So we're going to take a look at it. We have to. We're going to explore all options, but we do have a great case study, obviously, from their 12 games this season, and same with us. I think much more in that we'll be fooling ourselves. I think when you get into bowl prep, you can find yourself, as we've talked about all season, Jonah, chasing ghosts and trying to. What happens if they do this? I saw them do this 3 years ago, and look, we got to get our guys to be able to go out there and play fast. It's a different type of practice environment for us because they're going to have some downtime with exams and breaks. And so we got to be careful of what we give them. We got to be able to go out there and execute at a high level. But I will go back and watch that 2017 game just as they will. And I'm sure it'll be a chess match because they're fantastic coaches. But looking forward to seeing them, in the week that they get into town and then also preparing on game day.
Brian Moss.
Hey, Coach, 2 questions for you. The first one, that 2017 game you were part of, the preparation from it, the experience that you got from it, what can you take from that prepping for the 2017 that you could use this year? And the second part question is, I know the coaching community is very small and close-knit. Have you had any experience or dealings with Coach Campbell, and what are your thoughts on him?
Yeah, so I'll start with the first one, the preparation. In fact, I will dig up. I'll reach out to our old football ops guy, Jeff Cupper, obviously, and find if the old schedule of when that was, and obviously see what the bowl has in prep for us. But I've been proud of the way that our guys have handled their bowl preparation the last few years that I've been the head coach. We've had some success, so we'll take that model, obviously, to a later bowl game and kind of get a feel for that. But an idea of also being able to, with practicing at our place, how that looks. But we want to make this an enjoyable and great experience for our players as well. And I know I already had conversations with our administration and if this were to be the case, about making it just a wonderful opportunity for our guys. But the actual practices on the field, getting a feel for all that. And then in between my time when I was between the Vikings and the Lions before hanging out with Norvell at Arizona State, I actually spent time with Coach Campbell at Toledo. And so Jeff Myers was actually a player for us at Toledo on the offensive line, but then a lot of that staff, Coach Campbell obviously was at Toledo prior to going to Iowa State. And so I've got a great familiarity with him, a lot of respect, having coached against him in that game. And then, our offensive line coach was part of that Iowa State staff. So there's a lot of crossover. I know a lot of their players, their staff, their coaches. But look, Coach Campbell's done it at such a high level. Anybody that watched that last game versus Kansas State knows what a dangerous opponent they are. You know, they had I think they finished 6-3 in the Big 12. But I mean, you know, they had to play Texas and Oklahoma. I mean, you're talking about some of those teams, but their last game, right? They won a big game on the road at Kansas State versus a top 20 team. So we're going to have our hands full, but tremendous amount of respect for our opponent and the challenges ahead.
WMC.
Ryan, you talked before about how you should never lose sight of the privilege of playing in a bowl game. To play in a bowl game in your guys' home city, how do you put in the words the responsibility and the desire to represent the city, put on a show, and just kind of end the season with a bang in your home stadium?
Yeah, Matt, absolutely right. One, never lose sight, like we've talked about what a tremendous ability to be able to play bowl games. We don't lose sight of that, right? Going on our 10th straight. We always talk about that being the minimum expectation, but reality, what we've been able to accomplish here as a program over those 10 years is absolutely phenomenal. We see the groups and a few other teams, right? The Alabamas, the Ohio States, the Georgias of the world that we're in company with in that direction, which is tremendous. But then, you know, look, we're so excited about that honor and the privilege to be able to represent our city in a game, in a bowl game, right, in our stadium. It's incredible, and we're so appreciative of this offer and this opportunity to go out there and give everything we have, and man, to be able to make it easier for our fans for travel, and they'll show up. I say it all the time. I absolutely love our fans. They're phenomenal, and they've been great all year. I know our students, we're gonna have to say, hey, maybe I can talk to our admin about getting those guys off Christmas break and get them to come back home early, because our students have been phenomenal. It's just, this is so wonderful for our city, our community, and our university, and our football program couldn't be more honored to be able to go out there and represent those people. And we never lose sight of what we're able to do. Every time we take the field, and I tell our guys every game, you know, we do it for the name on the back of our jerseys, but also the name on the front, that Memphis and the city and the university. It's such a privilege, and man, couldn't be more fired up to go do so. And as we continue to prepare and put our great city on nations, you know, the ESPN game, it's going to be exciting.
Avery.
Coach Silverfield, obviously, they've talked about the Liberty Bowl in the 2017 game a little bit, but what is unique about the Liberty Bowl experience, maybe outside of just being able to represent the city? And then as a second question, how does a coach go about, preparing for a bowl game, much later on in the month?
Yep. So we'll start with that. You know, obviously it is a little bit different, right? We're not getting a plane or a bus and really heading it, where we will get the guys out of their dorms and their homes as we get close to the bowl game. It'll be modified. We will provide events for them, where we've already started looking at our admin and our operations crew have already started looking at possible events for the guys to do in our great city. And I know the bowl is going to have a tremendous layout and setup for us, and great faith, so much with the relationships with, Steve Ehrhart and Harold Grader and the people that run the Liberty Bowl. And I know they do a fantastic job. And like I said, this will be my third year coaching. A long time ago, I coached for Mississippi State when I was at UCF. And then you talk about the bowl prep, right? With it being on the 29th, it is a little bit different than playing in, say, Boca Raton on the 17th. It changes it up quite a bit. Right now, our staff is obviously currently focused on making sure our guys do what they're supposed to academically, with exams coming up. We did have a modified practice today, but we're hitting the road recruiting. In fact, right when we get off this call, I'm out the door. I'm gonna go shower and get out the door and go find some future Tigers, and that's what we'll do all week, and then come back and do that again. But I'll have to map out a proper plan, make sure we're taking care of our guys, get them well rested, but then we come back firing on all cylinders.
Wes?
Thanks, Scott. This question is for Laird Veatch. Laird, when you look at the business side of this for the program and for the university, just how big is this bowl game for Memphis?
Well, I think it's big for us, because it is certainly a chance for us to shine in our own stadium, but also to sort of, match the excitement and the attendance of a Big 12 opponent. When you have somebody like Iowa State, who we know travels well, coming into your backyard, we get a chance to show up and match that. So we're going to continue to, challenge our fans to be there and to be proud and be loud. And I think that in itself is probably the biggest opportunity. And it's a chance for us to, partner with local partners to really make it a great experience.
I'd like to follow up a little bit what Laird was saying. This is and I know there's a number of media from the Iowa area on this call as well, but this is a very important time for our stadium and our community, because as you may have read or heard about, we're in the process of some major renovations to the AutoZone. Well, it's the AutoZone Liberty Bowl game playing in Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium, but that's a key time for all of us to really have an opportunity to feature the University of Memphis in the game. So it worked out wonderfully that we were able to work out a great 9-win team, hometown team, to play in the stadium when we're all working hard to get these renovations underway as soon as the AutoZone Liberty Bowl game is over on December 29th. So just wanted to stress that for many of the writers here, that it's important for our bowl game, for the university, and for our entire community. So that's why we really want to reach out and see if we can replicate that great 57,000 crowd there back 6 years ago.
Frank?
Ryan, playing a bowl game this late in the schedule, how more beneficial is it, not just for preparation, but for you to make whatever adjustments may arise because of the nature of the portal?
Yeah, there's as you guys have heard me say, the portal is it's ongoing, right? I think it officially opens tomorrow, even though if you're on social media, you assumed it's been open for a couple of weeks, but that's part of it. I think every team is going to be dealing with it, and positive and negative, but that's the nature of college football. But being able to hopefully settle in on what our roster looks like by the time we truly dive into bowl prep will be huge, Frank. That's where we are. You always have to put together a game plan based off of what you have and what you think you have, and but we'll really have a better understanding right in the next few weeks. But you never know, right? We've seen the changes as the roster constantly fluctuates and changes. Too deep, I don't know. You guys have heard me say, who knows what that's worth right now, but having this extra time will be great. Like I said, we're not going to be practicing for a month straight. That's not fair to the guys, but we will find a way to go out there and practice at a consistent level, especially as we get closer. And I think at that point, hopefully our roster will be a little bit more solidified. I still believe in this day, it's also a great time to get some extra practices for your young guys. We were able to go out there today and take some of our guys, our vets, were able to sit back and actually script some plays for our young players to go out there and let them get after it a little bit. And so I think it also helps in the development and the future of your program. So look, if they want to, I'm excited about it being a quote unquote later bowl game, but obviously it also puts more eyes on you from a national media perspective, and couldn't be more excited about the opportunity.
Jonah?
Hey, Ryan, just because we haven't talked to you since the all conference teams came out, just your reaction, obviously the most players since 2019, and then Blake and Chandler especially being named to the first team.
Yeah, obviously I'm grateful for the young men to be able to get individual recognition they all deserve. We could sit here and say that certainly more Memphis Tigers should have been on there, right, in a 9-win regular season team, but quite proud. And we talk about it all the time. Those individual rewards are a great reflection of the rest of the guys in the locker room, and proud of them. And I'm glad they are able to be shined on in a national light, especially in the conference. But proud of all those guys. Certainly so many more well-deserving, but as you guys saw week in and week out, there's a ton of talent throughout this conference, and we're certainly fortunate to have so many wonderful young men to be able to be represented in that light.
Matt?
Ryan, kind of on the transfer portal note, obviously a couple guys have said they're leaving, but nothing's given in today's day and age. Seth says he's coming back for a 4th year. Rock says he's running it back. Would you have a couple of your cornerstone guys that are bought in and running back for another year? How big of a boost is that going into portal season and the offseason in general?
Yeah, again, it goes back to the culture that we've been able to set here, and just so proud of the guys that are truly bought in and understand what we're building here and the right way to do it. That you guys have heard me use the mantra "all in," and these young men have been tremendous assets to us. We know how important Seth and Rock are to what we want to do in this program. And I think that there's guys that sit and say, okay, you know what, it's best for my future here, right? For the Tigers, we've got high expectations, not only for this bowl game, but for the future years ahead. And I think they understand this is such a wonderful opportunity for them here. And, you know, it's great. And we're going to continue to see guys that we want to be a part of this program, whether it's through the transfer portal or even, you know, high school recruits as we get closer. Obviously, signing day will be on the 20th. So we'll have plenty of time. I'm sure we'll have a press conference prior to then, but also for the Liberty Bowl. But man, it's great. There's so many people that want to be a part of this wonderful program. The future is very bright. The commitment for myself, you know, look, going into year 9, not a lot of coaches can say that within a program. I'm all in, and I'm so glad that some of our players are as well.
All right. Thank you very much to Steve, Laird, and Ryan. Appreciate everybody's attendance today.